Hey guys, how many of us love the porch camp? Well, I do. I'll take it when I can get it. Well, I've made another hammock. And I made it for a good friend of mine, Larry Vickery, who was telling me that he's yet to get a good quality night's sleep in a hammock. So I kind of tricked him into telling me what he liked about a hammock and stuff like that, and the different ways he lays. And at the end of our conversation, I let him know that I was going to gift him a good hammock, or I was going to try to, well, I was going to make one and gift it to him. And of course, at the end of another conversation we had, he offered to pay for it. He offered to help me out with the material and stuff. So that was awful nice of him, especially this time of year around Christmas and stuff. But this hammock is just a double layer. I put it together simply with a fabric glue around the edges, and then I took it and had it sewn with it by a seamstress. Left a nice little pocket in here for a pad, and what I've done is some ripstop nylon on the outside and some real soft polyester on the inside. Now, I didn't make this hammock as big as some. I know a lot of them are 5 foot wide, and I know a lot of people like to lay kind of diagonal in their hammocks. Well, I don't care much about that. I'm not necessarily a back sleeper. So the 4 foot hammock works good for me. What I like to do, I like to lay on my side. I like to flip and flop all night long. So, and once you get used to a hammock, get your little hang time, then, you know, stuff like just moving around in a hammock kind of seems natural, and you don't feel like you're going to fall out all the time. So, the one that I started with 4 or 5 years ago was a good jungle hammock that's 4 foot wide. And so that's the way I've been making some of my hammocks that I've been mailing off to people and stuff like that. And that's the way this one is. I talked Larry into letting me build him one 4 foot wide, let him try it out. And so we talked about some of the specs, and I put it together, and here we are. So I'm going to be mailing this guy off to Larry, and we're going to be doing some tests, and he's going to be working with this ridge line and, you know, there's so many adjustments on this thing, because there's adjustments at both ends, on both of the whoopee slings I built, and then there's adjustments on the ridge line too that can make this thing lay, you know, lower or higher or ever how you want it. So here's a hammock I built, and plan on doing a DIY video on a hammock build down the road, and just show you guys how simple and easy it is to build a nice hammock, and where you can get a good night's sleep all night long. So anyway guys, there'll be some future videos on some hammock builds and stuff like that, and some of the tests that Larry and I'll be doing. Just tell you one I done last night. I actually draped the tarp over the ridge line and just closed it in at the bottom. Well, we all know that's wrong. It condensated up like crazy. And another mod that I haven't really talked to Larry about, and I'm not going to put it on there because it's his hammock, is taking something like this and building a cool little spreader bar right here at the top. And what that does is it kind of keeps the hammock open, so when you get out at night, you know, it stays open where you can get back in it easy enough. And of course the pads do that anyway, but if you had an underquilt on, it wouldn't necessarily stay opened up. Anyway, what's your thoughts on a little spreader bar? Just kind of right here, wouldn't be too hard to do. So a couple tabs on, and not necessarily want it to feed, I wouldn't think. Anyway, alright, well, Larry, I'm going to send this guy off to you, and hope you get a good night's rest in it. So, and I appreciate you working with me and offering to, you know, pay for the material and stuff. That made things a whole lot easier for me at home. So, alright guys, well, that's my DIY hammock. Just leave some comments at the bottom if you guys are interested in me doing a couple videos on how to make one. They're not that hard to do. Actually, just a few hours work. Alright, thanks for watching guys.